Video game is a relatively new media of this generation. However, in the short 50 years it have evolved from this to this. And with the recent example of the GTA 5 sales reaching 800 million within 24 hours of launch, it have left its mark as the most profitable entertainment media in history. With so many people of all ages playing video game these days, many gamers have the thought once intrigued moviegoers, can this be considered art? Video game can never be art was a statement made by Roger Ebert, a respectable film critic. His statement outraged many gamers. Many urged Ebert to play the games they deemed art-worthy, others reminded him that film was also once under the same criticism. Ebert didn't revisit the topic until 2010, where he wrote an article in response to a lecture given by Kelly Santiago, game designer and co-founder of that game company. In Santiago's lecture she claims that video game already are art. She presented 3 games as an example, one of which was Flower, a game made by her company. Flower is a game widely regarded as an art game by many gamers, however Ebert dismisses it as nothing more than decorative interest at the level of a greeting card. He then went on to explain that he finds it impossible for video game to be taken seriously due to the nature of video game being interactive. He believes that it required tight authorial control in order to create an experience that can be comparable with serious literature and film. But to do that, a video game would cease to be what it is. Among the critics that believes video games cannot be art, there are someone that think they can be, and are, just a different kind of art. Brian Moriarty, longtime employee at LucasArts, proposed the idea to think of video games as kitsch. Kitsch is popular art that were created with a goal in mind to be relatable to as many people as possible. They offers no enrichment between the subject and the viewers and are often easily recognizable. While I agree that most video games are like this, because let's face it, most game companies and publishers are there to make money, not art. Nevertheless, I see aesthetic qualities in video game that could potentially help it obtain the status of art. Aesthetic is a word often used in art, and in recent years it have also become a commonly used word in video game culture. Philosopher John Dewey saw aesthetic as more than a visual appreciation of beauty. In art as an experience, he suggests that the process of painting can contain just as much aesthetic element as the finished product. This theory can also be applied to video games, as game design is a very delicate and psychologically complex process. A well-designed game needs to be able to convey information to the player with as little literal instruction as possible. A great example of game design can be seen in Mega Man X's introduction level.
Boom, and now you're stuck in a ditch. Well, what the fuck? How the fuck am I supposed to get out of here? You go left, you go right, and there's no way out. What do you fucking do? Okay, so here we go. Bumblebee Man fell on the right side of the platform, but there's this little gap between him and the wall. Now, when you're drawn to the walls because there really isn't anything else to be drawn to, you hop up on the Bumblebee, run at the wall, and then you slide down the wall. Now, you can easily observe your descent is slow. There's a little smoke trail coming up. So you try it again, and this time, hitting buttons. Usually, you know, the jump button, because that's the only function you've learned so far that makes you ascend. And bada bang, bada boom, you're hopping on the walls. And that's how you get out. Good job.
Another example of aesthetic game design can be seen in Antechamber, a first-person puzzle game designed to deconstruct player perception of reality and challenge gaming conventions.
We just got around a circle, haven't we?
That did just take you in a circle, yes.
Okay, well let's go right, and then right again. That's going to take us in a circle. Left. Now I'm horribly confused.
And that's the start.
That's the start, yes. I remember that combination of those 3 colors that indicate that that is the start. Yeah, let's go left then.
Which is also the start. That's where you just ran.
Yeah, I suppose it is, yeah.
You just did it again.
Okay, so Another thing I suppose I have to throw out of the window is my preconception of common sense navigation.
Well, you've already had that thrown out of your way when you had the staircases at the start.
That's very true.
So what this one is teaching is it's teaching people not just to try and brute force, you know, forwards is always forwards.
Yeah.
And so this is where FPS players would get really stuck until they stop, slow down, think about things. They've just done a puzzle that told them about observation.
Okay. Well,
So let's try and work our way through this.
Okay, well let us observe then. So we know that this is not the same area because it has a different color on the wall.
Yes.
Okay. If we go in this direction,
We do end up back at the start
we
there.
end up back in the start. But if we were to turn around, that's a different color.
That's the green section.
Yep, okay, so
Okay.
that takes us to the green section. This
Yep.
is also the green section,
That's
which
true.
is not the white section.
That's true.
Which means we're going in the right direction. This is the white section,
Yes.
so that's clearly the wrong section.
Yes.
So if we were to head through to this green section, that is also still the green section, that is the white section.
Yes.
So keep following the green section, one would assume. That's going to take us back to the start. That'll be back to the start.
Is it following the green section or is it not following the white section?
I believe it's not following the white section
There you
because the
go.
white section is the start.
Yes.
We know the white section is the start, ergo we must follow something else.
Yes.
Otherwise we won't find anything. So we are currently on the green section.
We may have to backtrack a little bit. There's
Okay.
more, like the green section branched.
Yes.
But just so long as we know not to go back to the white, we will get through.
Okay. So we can take this direction here.
Yep.
We'll continue on the green section, still on the green section. That's going to take us back to the white section. But this will take us to somewhere new.
In conclusion, as a new media form, video game possesses the advantage of interactivity, and as the examples provided, it is possible to deliver an authored experience in an interactive media through careful crafting and the understanding of human emotions. While to this day no video game can yet to be proclaimed as serious art, the media is still in its infancy. The process of game creation and the recent trend of indie development shows promise of this medium and its ability to advance beyond being simply a game.